I kind of wish Steam had the thing that Xbox does, where it's like, oh, it's a secret achievement, and then you can just hit the button to show you what the secret achievement is. You know? I wish you could just hit the button and it's like, this is what the secret achievement is. Well, then it's not a secret. That's fine. Then I get to hit a button and learn. I could just go on the internet and find out too. So who cares? You know? So who cares? I feel ripped off. I spent a good 5 minutes trying to shoot down a chest held by a chain in BG3. Any attacks under 10 damage are just ignored. After I finally found an attack able to damage its balls, I picked the lock. The only thing inside is a couple iron bars. I mean, that's how it goes. That's how it goes sometimes. Sage got baldered. God, Aaron and I really need to finish Baldur's Gate 3. We're gonna boot it up and they're gonna be like, do you want this new thing? Do you want all this? Do you want? It's just like, no, I want to finish the game. I want to win. They've put new endings. That's how long it's been. That's how long it took us to beat this game. They put new endings. And who the fuck knows what ending we're gonna get with our weird fucked co-op game? You know? Who knows what ending we're gonna get? Still have a friend who's at 300 hours and hasn't beaten it. That's too long. Just beat the game. Respectfully. Respectfully. Stop making new saves. Beat the game. Oh, how's... Oh, Shimizu's doing great. Sir? They haven't made a new save? There's not 300 hours of stuff to do in that game. What the... What? Meanwhile, I've been playing more Blueprints. I hope you and Aaron can start it soon. Yeah, we... I mean, the earliest we'll be able to start it is probably in like 2 weeks. Because we want to do South of Midnight before my Game Pass runs out, you know? We want to do South of Midnight before my Game Pass runs out. So, yeah, are you frustrated? Maybe you should lay down. Maybe lay down. 300 hours in one save is ridiculous. Like, like honestly. Like, I think once Aaron and I beat it, I will start my own save. and, you know, try to see what happens when the story doesn't get fucked up because of weird co-op stuff. But that'll be a very low priority thing. Thousand Timers is a great game. That's all. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Everybody go buy. Is it still the Humble Choice? It was, yeah. Everybody go get this month's Humble Choice. Everybody go get this month's Humble Choice. It's really good. Buy it, even if you just buy it for 1,000 times resist, that's great. That's a great bundle. You know what I mean? I think it's on PS Plus. I don't think it's on anything. I could be wrong. But hey, they just raised the price for PS Plus, so how about instead of paying, and this isn't me yelling at Nuja, I do that enough. I do that enough for the other things he says. You just pay like $11 and then you actually have a copy of the game. And you get Dredge, which is solid. And you get the Tomb Raider Remastered, which I don't know, I haven't played. Humble Choice is a great deal, especially we got the discount in December. I canceled my subscription to get the like year for $60 or whatever it was. I was really mad to see we were talking about like, oh, you know, when obviously not getting Game Pass, but you know, PS Plus is a good deal, and then they raised the price on PS Plus, and then they literally raised the price on PS Plus at the very least in Canada. You can play PS Plus on PC like Game Pass. I think if you give them the most possible money, you can stream some games on a PC client. It is not as full-featured like Game Pass Ultimate is. So, which, you know, is not surprising. You know, a lot of the games that are on PlayStation Plus didn't get PC versions, you know? Like, I'm not surprised you can't play Dark Cloud on PC, you know what I mean? Try to see if it's worth it for someone who's never owned a Sony console. If you don't own a Sony console, I don't think it's worth it. You need to own at least a PS4 for it to be worth it. Which, you know, not surprising. That's what they want. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. That's not even really a criticism. You know, it's like Switch Online, right? If you don't own a Switch, Switch Online doesn't do much for you. But I do think it's fair to ask, to be like, oh, hey, You know, I do, and that's for the longest time why I was recommending Game Pass, because I'm like, hey, like this actually has value, even if all you have is a PC. O needs a bonus. 19 mascots want to talk to you about their life satisfaction. This is just me putting off all of the performance reviews. You know, this is just me putting off the performance reviews, like, and now I have to do all of them at once. And now I have to do all of them at once. I'm just like, no. All right, what's the mascot Grand Prix? We've got this new thing. You now participate in the Kyushu Regional Mascot Grand Prix events. What's that? The Grand Prix is a competition that ranks mascots from different agencies around the country. Every year there's a national annual mascot Grand Prix, but before that we compete in the regionals. We've just been allowed to enter the Kyushu Regional Grand Prix events. We send our chosen mascots to the Grand Prix, they compete, and the agency gets ranked, and we win fabulous prizes. I love fabulous prizes. The better we do, the more our ranking goes up. Okay. It'll appear in your job list, but it'll look different so you can spot it. Keep your eyes open. I think I was thinking about Sayonara Yes, Sayonara Wild Hearts, I do remember seeing that. Yeah. Mascot will be unavailable for a while they go to compete, and we'll be informed how they did. We get to view the rankings. They run the Grand Prix fairly regularly, so we'll get to do a load of them. We need to aim to get number 1. That's great. That's great. Act 3, Ghosts of the Past. I want that as a wallpaper. Everyone is on a job. Does this have like a stamina requirement? No. Look at this. Tofu, incredibly popular, incredibly happy, incredibly motivated. Go get it, Tofu. Oh, Captain Sign. Is this where it's good that Kiryu's experience right in a host club? Special move, safe arrival. Safety sign paradise. What you're feeling now is fear born through self-doubt. It's because you feel unsafe. You need a hero to show you safety. I will show you the power of safety. Special move, limit break, power of safety. He just puts a shit ton of signs and it's like, okay, that's very funny. Okay, it's a little silly that I can't manage their life satisfaction. Showing a safety sign Bankai. Pulls down from the top of his head, a big stop sign appears. Wants to head to the bar and meet him and Miss Wambui. Maybe they got new info on the mayor. Man. I know I need to do all of the life satisfaction things. I don't want them so much. That's really funny. Thank you. Listen, I remember I watched enough Bleach to get to when they got Bankais and shit. I got to see Ichigo get his fucking Bankai. What did I... How much Bleach did I watch? I think I watched through when they started having the Reaper squads. And then they introduced like 87 characters, and I was like, I don't care anymore. I was watching Run Button, and this was from like a decade ago, right? This was from like a decade ago, and one of the hosts was saying like, oh, like I was watching Bleach, and they had a 60 episode non-canon filler arc, and I'm like, that's just an original arc. Like, it feels rude to just be like, that's filler, that's garbage, right? Like that's nonsense. Like I think that's just an original arc then. It was also weird to call it non-canon, because like, who gives a fuck about canon? It was weird. It was a sentence that just was very weird all around. I didn't watch it until a few years ago. I was so frustrated. Why are you frustrated? Just that it was long. It's cute you formed an investigation club. From my point of view, it'd be better if your little club didn't just drink tea. I apologize. We'll pay for your time. You just worry about bringing down my uncle. I'll worry about my finances. Did you find anything out? Taki's been doing some spying. What'd you find, Taki? The mayor's been obsessing over the land deed to the mines. Miss Wambui heard him discussing it with the head teacher in an agitated manner. Oh man, not an agitated manner. The pacing of it was just move forward one bit, move the story forward one step, please. Yeah, that's probably one of the filler arcs, because they just couldn't. And it's like, hey, maybe wait a minute before you start working on the anime. I don't know. Recently, he's been growing more restless about the land deed and has been meeting property lawyers, trying to find one that can help get the deed turned over to him. Why? I don't know. There are legal ways to get property handed over to the town. If it's been abandoned, for instance. From what I can tell, the mayor wants to get the land turned over to him personally. The current owner appears to still be alive, so he's running out of options. My uncle owns a number of pieces of land around here that he shouldn't. They should belong to the town, but he's managed to get his hands on them. So who's the current owner of the mines? I haven't been able to find out. We tried finding the records about the sales transactions, but they aren't in the archive. Everything related to the mines has been rounded up and is kept in his personal safe in his office. I'll find someone who can get his construction machinery. What? It's gonna be hard to sneak in and take an entire safe, so if you get an excavator with a long arm, we can just rip it out through the wall. Smash and grab, rip and run. Hey, you're funny. It's a good backup plan. We'll still need to find a way to open the safe, though. I wasn't aware of the Shimizu family's connection to the mines until I came to the town. The old history of our family isn't talked about. No one from that time is still alive other than the boss and Don. What if it's Don? What if it's been Don this whole time? Fukukata said that the old patriarch used to run the mines as a workers' co-op. Indeed, for a period of time he operated the mines and provided people in town with a lot of work. After the disaster, they disappeared. My dad chose your family over his family. So is the Shimizu family still involved? My boss said the Mascot Agency was our last business here. I'm not sure, the lease would have expired years ago. I believe towns usually lease the land to mining companies directly for a fee, so the town would still own the land. I don't know who bought the mines, but if it was your family, that'd be an outrage. Fuck off. Brian, hello. Pinky puts on the hat, me internally. Oh, hang on, I don't know what this is. I don't know. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Brian, good morning. Yakuza owning a big stretch of land in town would be quite the scandal, especially if they cause a lot of deaths. Excuse me. So they kept it a secret all these years? Something about this feels shady, even for us. Really feels like my boss is protecting a secret. Can you ask? Not yet. There's too much we don't know. Either the Shimizu family are conspiring something and they sent me here as a pawn, or someone is working against them. I may have been stashed here in secret as insurance or as a bargaining chip. Showing our hand now will give too much away. Is there any news about the prosecutor from Fukuoka? Not as yet. I have to wait for news from an old colleague there who's in a different department. I'm still gathering as much evidence as I can before the time comes. Are the mines related to the Kyushu Rejuvenation Fund, or are they just part of the mayor's greed? We don't know. They are of an outsized importance. They're of an outsized importance to him, and his agitation about them coincides with the rumors of this prosecutor and your arrival. It might be coincidence, or it might be that a deeper conspiracy is at play. If I may ask, why are you so invested in this, Mr. Sato? The mayor is killing this town. This is my home. His corruption contributed to the death of my parents. Taki's a hot-blooded man of justice. That's one way of describing him. We'll keep you informed of any further developments. I think you should go ask your grandma about this, Pinky. She was here when the mine was operational. Awesome. Maybe she'll have some spare cake. Listen, everyone loves when grandma stays nice and caked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? I'm not gonna repeat it. Sorry to ask about things from the past. Do you know if Shimizu family owns the mines? Well, I'm afraid I don't. My husband handled all that. He dealt with the business side of it. So you're not aware of any transaction you may have made to purchase the mines? I heard you. I was hoping I heard you wrong. These things are normally handled by a lease, aren't they? That's what I've been told. However, the mayor's a fixation on the owner, and we want to know why. You'll forgive me for asking why. I thought you were here to run the mascot agency. Trouble just seems to find this guy. We're going behind the mayor's back and helping people out. We went to look at the mines so Michi can see how he's gonna die, and the mayor got all pissy about it. So we want to know why. Why entangle yourself in all this? To feel alive. I don't want to run a love hotel anymore. I want to suplex the mayor. I'm sorry to revisit the past when you said you no longer want anything to do with our world. Oh, bless your politeness. It's fine. I often get nostalgic for my late husband and son. Losing the belt was almost too much. We used to run these mines as a co-op, providing honest work for the men in this town. My husband was a romantic. He'd suffered at the hands of union busters when he worked mines in other towns and came here to do things fairly. We took a profit, of course, but the workers here were paid better than any other mine. My husband and son ran the business, and your matriarch and I look after the workers. We made sure they got paid on time and always had meals. Matriarch left her job in the fur trade in order to help the family. Of course, it didn't take her long to get a taste for running her gambling dens. They always were popular with the workers. We knew everyone by name and were friends with all the families. When the disaster hit, it destroyed my husband. He loved everyone that worked for him. Losing so many was unbearable. That was the end of the mines. So that doesn't sound like a guy who would be running like unsecured mines and like shoddy shit that when the disaster hit, it took everything out. First came for him as well. I'm very sorry for bringing up painful memories. The joyful memories outnumber the painful one. The happiest times of my life were with my husband and son. My husband doted on me that was quite unbecoming for a Yakuza patriarch. Our son took after him with your matriarch. We had a happy family. And when all seemed lost, P came to live with me, and we looked after each other. I had a family around me once again. My dad might not have wanted to look after me, but family is where you make it. I have an amazing grandma. Maiko's past husband running a co-op mine. Maiko raising. Yeah, Maiko seems rad. I was a stupid gang member bleeding out a park at midnight when Matriarch Shimizu gave me a second chance. The Shimizu's always taking the needy. Her daughters are fine young women. This whole game they've spent this whole game telling us Shimizu's are loyal, are caring, right, are selfless. And then we hear from Fukukata, they're like, oh yeah, like, yeah, they ran the co-op, but they ran it shoddily, right? They ran it poorly. They ran this thing, it wasn't set up right. And that's why all this stuff happened with the disaster. Waited a long time to meet the stray Michizane she took in. It's a shame you couldn't come see us. She was too worried about the curse, claiming you too young. Why doesn't the curse affect the women in our family? The men ran the family in the mines. The workers were all men. The damage that was done to the town and the mountain was caused by men. Yeah, and that's why Don left Pinky. Yeah, I think, yeah. People say it wants to kill Yakuza bloodlines. Yours is the male-dominated world, after all. What about Don? He hides his ill health. The curse claims some people quickly, others take an age. Don isn't as well as you think he is. Fukukata's health is declining as well. I don't think he has much time left in this world. What about people that change their gender, or are a man or a woman? Pinky, great question. I don't know how we'd find out. Why? Yakuza men don't talk about things like this. If you identified that way, most families would expel you. Because they're run by crusty old geezers? Yeah. From the people that have been killed by the curse, we don't know if they were born male or truly identified as men. Back then, they would have kept their true identity a secret. What about now? It's still the same in most families. What about your family? Family is family. Doesn't matter who you are. Nui and Yui are modern girls. They educated us all old men about the way. Okay, I need a scene. I need a scene of Nui and Yui sitting down to teach Michizane about neo pronouns, please. After everything that happened, I left my son to take over and deal with everything. I wanted to stay in the countryside. I couldn't be a Yakuza woman without the old patriarch at my side. I understand. Thank you for your help. Yeah. Jory just messaged me. Hot Toki is back on the island. Rory met him last time. Why is Toki back? Only one way to find out. And why the fuck? Toki, you can't just keep... Toki? You can't just keep coming here. You're gonna fuck around and die. Started adding some games to how long to beat? Hell yeah. Get some jobs going. All right. Oh, this is just all of the key items. That's funny. Oh, yeah, and my deliveries, which I gotta go do fucking... Luckily, it looks like a lot of the catchers are near phone booths, so... Some of these games are like, damn, I finished that fast. Others are like, that took longer than I expected. Video games.
Toki, なんでお前がここに?
こっちの地元じゃまずかことになった。
ドンの怪しか態度について証拠はあるとか？
証拠なんていらないね。親父は絶対に逃げ出すって。
いや、信じられん。
今集めとるとこぞ。
There's some I don't want to report because I'm unsure if I restarted. Yeah, I don't know.
話はしたとか？
いや、他の一家と同じく。
なあ、どうでもよかかもしれんけど。
Do you know people are asking the boss about the mines? Yeah, wait, what do you mean?
弁護士が姉さんに面会に来たっちゃ。俺らはお茶をやったけど、炭鉱の話をしたら。
どんな話しとったか知っとると？
いや、姉さんだけだったから。
We gotta be open to Toki. Again, Michizane is loyal and trusting and a good boy, and if that leads to bad things, that's how it goes.
島津一家は ここで炭鉱場経営しとった一家は災害の起こった後に町から去った。
なんで俺らに話されとらんかったっちゃ。
姉さんには秘密のある。危険かどうかはまだわからん。お前は
難しか。債権はできるだけ取り立てた。もうしのぎもほっ。
それでどう？
俺は姉さんにもっと手を広げるよう説得しとるけど、しかも中国と韓国のギャングが姉さんに面会したがっとる。俺は
どういった助け？
Yeah, what are you getting up to?
いつもやつだ。売り高武器を持っとって他の物の販路も開拓したかっちゃろ。
俺らはそげんことはせんて知っとるやろ。これまでも。
Yeah.
これからも。
Michi sticks to his principles in the ways that gets him in trouble.
おい、俺らをこんな目に遭わせたとお前やろうが。取引失敗の後始末をしとる俺にそんな偉そうな口利き。
俺たちには守るべき島津一家の流儀。
そげんことは100万回聞いたわ。いくら助けようとしても却下されてガキ扱いされる。
島津の杯ば交わしても。
俺は一家がぶっ壊されっとを止めてその杯を守ろうとしおるっちゃ。なんで俺がやろうとしとるとこを見てくれんかじゃ。俺はアホじゃなかったぞ。こがんとこで一家が救えるわけなか。
Why can't people see what I'm trying to do? You're explicitly doing the thing that we said not to do. You're explicitly doing the thing that we've said. Dog, I don't want to do
姉さ
this.
んからの指示があるまで俺らにビジネスば持ちかける連
ビ
中とは
ジネス
話すんじゃなか。特に弱みは見すんな。
Tokini.
島津一家は
どうでんよか。もう戻らんと。どんが連。
もちろんだ。
出発前に2人でこのホテルに部屋取ってみない？イケメンちゃん。
次の機会にな。
ミチもイケメンちゃんみたいに香水つけたらどうよ。
時はぬいとゆいが様子を見に来たとば知らんやった。
そんで
今起こっとることから外されとったやろ。
なんで？
わからん。イラついてはおったな。一家でなんかおかしなことが。
あんた戻んなきゃなんないの？
いや、俺はおとなしくしとかんといけん。もし俺を復活させる必要。時平は許される範囲ば超えてきよる。うさんくさいしのぎで一家ば。
Yeah, there's a reason we don't do things this way, so cut it out. He's definitely gonna get into some shit. Everybody knows. Right? Everybody, like... Okay. The last thing we gotta do for quests is we gotta find the last idol good to give to Mr. Sato. And we have to argue at the election rallies. The idol goods. Oh.
連絡取りたかったぜ。
こっちは重要なビジネスを。
うるせえ。
ナンバー見つけたと。
言ってた通り、町長。
Keep it on the mayor. Mayor doesn't know, don't worry. Saw some Yakuza looking guy go and meet the mayor. Who was it? Had a long silk kimono, very fancy, had long gray hair. So Toki went and met the mayor in town?
トキはどこで？町長の屋敷だよ。崖の上の？
ああ、 そうだ。
そんなとこで
もう言ったろブサイクが。所長の。
時は俺に会うため町に来たが、
でも今はたたりを気にしてないっぽくない？
誰か。
いや、奴らだけだった。バルコニーにしばらく出てたけど、あんまり仲。
ナンバー話しよったと。
炭鉱のことだ。
Talking about the mines.
壁に囲まれてたから近づいてもよく聞こえなかった。
We could only hear when they shouted.
再生交付金について。
Did it say anything about the Kyushu Rejuvenation Fund? We didn't hear anything about that. There is something else. Has the Nakamura Alliance gotten into drug dealing?
いや。
If he's your oath brother, that means he's from your family, and he gave the mayor something that the mayor snorted.
本当なのか。
I don't think I've talked about this. I love Michi's look with the coat and the broom. There's a guy in Infinite Wealth who was a coat like that. And a redacted, he's a Nito guy. Aside, I love you've got goons now. Yeah. I got some weird little goon boys running around.
薬にも茶化にも、そして片銀人にも。
イケメンちゃんはそういうしのぎをやりたがらないってミチは言ってたけどさ。
Yep.
田舎の腐ったジジイに薬を売るなんて相当ちんけな。
なんだか知らねえけど、俺。
ありがとう。感謝する。
さあ、仕事に戻れよ。
Yeah, Michi's great. It's such a good like classic look. Like he has details, but it's very simple. It's very, you know. I want them to give fucking Ichi the Mijizane like alternate costume. It says meet her on the roof of the school. They feel bad only drinking tea in the bar and bothering Mama-san. Oh wait, I can go jump. Hang on. Gotta stay. Josie's trying to fall into the chair because she's being ridiculous. And wait, I can go up here. Oh. Okay. Gotta find where this last idol thing is, and the definitely thought you were onto something. Yeah, I did. The last vending machine. All the vending machines have been in like super secret spots. And if I'm honest, I'm at the point where I'm, and I mean this in the nice way. I'm tired of driving around town. Do you know what I mean? I have driven around town so much, finding things and getting collectibles and stuff like that. And so I think I'm just going to leave it until we maybe get a collectible tracker at the end of the game. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's a thing we get. And if not, that was way too much money. Everyone gets bonuses. I have so much money. I wish there was a little more I could do with the money. I had a meeting with my oath brother at the mayor's residence. Future proof, hello. Hopefully the game is like, yeah, thank you for beating the game. Here's all the collectibles. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Or it's like, you beat the game. Here's a collectible map that you buy for like 10 million yen or something. Like something. Toby's been coming to see me. He was supposed to think I was dead. He didn't mention other family members had checked up on him. You think he's up to something? Future Proof, how you doing this morning? The mines. Mines again. Have you found anything else out? I'm afraid we haven't. Are you able to investigate your Oath Brothers' motives? I'd like to investigate a whole lot Pinky. Pinky, please. Yeah. I think the disaster. The mines used to be the main industry in this town. They were run by my family. I never knew about this, which means they were being kept secret. The mine disaster should have been a much bigger story. Surely my family should have been held accountable for it. I agree. This whole thing is very strange. Lack of records for an investigation around that time is very suspicious. Only a perfunctory investigation seems to have taken place. I'm not an expert, but I would have thought more would have been done. Doing okay, having weird executive dysfunction. Trying to fight to go grocery shopping. How can we find out more? I'm worried the mayor keeps more sensitive paperwork in his mansion. As such, I'm unable to get at it. Don't worry, we can get the paperwork. We can? Of course, you're a hardened criminal and I want to do stuff to feel alive. We'll break into his mansion and steal his stuff. I'm supposed to be a legitimate businessman. Okay then, let's just go back to the agency and read financial newspapers, file our taxes, and be thoroughly annoyed by how we don't have any answers. Get together, we're gonna do a rip and run of that old geezer. I have no idea where he keeps the confidential stuff. We'll take everything. That's the spirit. I'll grab any paperwork and rip the hard drive out of his computer. What if he keeps it in a safe? That'll be a real bummer. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's head to his mansion. Hell yeah. How are you? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Got a podcast interview today that I'm looking forward to. I need to trim my mustache. Got a podcast interview I'm looking forward to. Excited for, you know, hopefully having a good time at Digimon this weekend. People are starting to get their hands on the new cards, so I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see some new, you know, some new decks and stuff pop up. This spring we just started so I can chill. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Crazy, I hope you're having a good... Hope you have a good time with your time off. Are you interviewing or is it a secret? I'm gonna keep it a secret for now because I don't know how to promote that, you know what I mean? So, we need to find out who has their name on the deed. Agreed, but we're in a deadlock. The deed is kept in the mayor's safe in his office. He's a drunk old man who's watching his little fiefdom erode. He'll slip up if you keep undermining him. Curse that killed Yakuza that comes from a Yakuza-owned mine is too convenient. Starting with a really good French toast bagel and mattcaulder stream. So far, so good. Well, listen. Glad you're eating breakfast. Do you know anything about the origins of the story? Everyone I've spoken to says the legend spread from newspaper articles. We should find the first article and speak to the author. Jose at Tanaka Card Dream collects occult items. He might be able to help us. Once we know who the author of the first article is, we can try contacting them to find out what they know. It's as good a plan as any. Ha! Oh, he's on a... Egg bagel coated in cinnamon sugar. That sounds nice. We're investigating the origins of the Kasamachi curse. Do you have the first article? I do. Curse first appeared in the Kyushu Everyday News in September. Everything we already knew, the mountain spirits are angry with the use of the land for mining. They target any Yakuza that come to town. Spirits cause the disaster, and the Tanuki keeps watch for any Yakuza. A lot of Yakuza that used to live here died suddenly or slowly and painfully. Apparently, he got this from a secret source. Who wrote it? Someone called Jiro Kaneko. Do you think you can find him? No problem, I'll find a number for him now. Yui Nui taught me how to track anyone down. God, I miss the girls. Toast with honey? That sounds good. That was quick. Yeah, I guess I do rule pretty hard. He's an old folks home in Izaku. That's a who gives the heck town about 2 hours away. How'd you find that out? Bureaucracy. Everything in this country requires forms and data entry. If you know where to look, you can find what you want. What about the deed of the mine? I already tried. It was before everything went digital. Can we phone Mr. Kaneko? Of course, remember to use a fake name. I had a potato and egg breakfast taco? Hell yeah. Oh, I should make breakfast tacos. That'd be really good. Breakfast tacos would be really good. Is this Mr. Kaneko? It is. Forgive me for calling you out of the blue. I apologize. How can I help? My name is Mr. Shoujo. I'm interested in the curse of Kasamachi. Ha, that load of rubbish. How can I help you? Rubbish? Total load of nonsense. What do you want to know? You wrote the first article about it. Can you tell me where the information came from? I can't believe someone's finally asking me about it. I'm afraid I can't tell you. Can I ask why? Sworn to secrecy. I needed a published story to get paid so I could afford my rent. The source I used for other stories offered me this. I could tell it was all made up, but I had enough interesting points to make a story. The mine disaster, spirits, a Tanuki, the guards against Yakuza. I wrote it and paid my rent. People liked it at the time. A bunch of magazines picked it up. Do people still believe it? Yes, they do. I'm sorry for being impertinent, but is there anything I can do to make you tell me more? Bought some chocolate milk on the way home. Little eggs mixed with chopped bacon bits and a tortilla, sprinkled cheese. Have some good salsa. Yeah, honestly. It's hard to say, sir. The real world consequences of the story have started to become dangerous. I see. Tell you what, I'm an old man. My kids don't come and see me anymore. I just sit in this home all day. The only thing I look forward to is a cup of sake. I understand. Excuse me one moment. Pinky. Already on it, boss. Tell him there's a bottle of Kenakuya Jumai Daiginjo being delivered by courier tomorrow. Sorry to make you wait. What? I'm sorry, sir. Would you prefer something else? That's a $97,000 bottle of sake. Indeed it is, sir. Listen, dog, I got like 15 million yen in my pocket. We got it. You must really want to know. If I get to drink that, I don't care if Don comes for me. Haha. Did you say Don? I was right. Yeah, Don Key from the Shimizu family. After they needed to leave town because of the mine disaster, he said he had a story. Before we go any further, I'm not an idiot. I know you used a fake name. Don is a friend. I'm not giving anything to an enemy of his. I can assure you I'm very close to Don. Something is happening that involves him, and I need to know what kind of help he needs. The people in Kasamachi believe the spirits in the hills had caused the disaster. Don took this and ran with this. He and I have a history. He's been my source on Yakuza stories over the years. He'd give me tips and we traded information. Anyway, he wanted to tell me about the curse that kills Yakuza men, and I needed to pay the bills. A bunch of his boys died in the mines. The ones that didn't started dropping dead. They either died suddenly or took their time and suffered greatly. Did Don tell you why? He stuck to a story about the curse. I think it was total nonsense. I knew the old patriarch Shimizu had a dodgy heart. I helped Don blow up a story about a rival family to bury the news that the patriarch had been rushed to the hospital a few years before this. I think the first patriarch died from a heart attack, not the curse. Heart conditions are hereditary, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's what took his son, the current matriarch's late husband. Don put that down to the curse as well. Do you have any proof? No, I could just tell. Don normally isn't as effusive as he was when he was telling me this story. He was trying to convince me of this more than he'd ever try to convince me of anything. I'm just going on my gut. It's all too convenient. Do you know why Don would want to spread this story? His kind all have secrets. He wanted to hide something in or about those mines. Do you know what it could have been? No idea. I get the impression this is best not to know, though. None of it felt right. A Yakuza operation running a mine with no experience, a disaster happens, they get out of town and all their men start dying. Should have been a huge scandal. I would have loved to get that story. Do you know anything about the Tanuki statue? Only what the townspeople say. It just appeared one night. Don didn't tell me anything about it. Listen, it obviously blew in on the storm. Come out of this rather well if you haven't lied about the sake. I don't know how long I'm gonna be alive for, but I've got to the age where caring about secrets like this matters less and less. Yeah, this is, in the way that this continues to be a Yakuza game, this is the Act 3 big secret reveal. You know? Can't believe this whole curse thing is fake. We gotta tell everyone. We can't tell anyone. We don't know how this relates. Put the sake on an emergency credit card. What credit card? New and Yui gave me some credit card numbers years ago that they procured. Some scammers tried to get one over on Shimizu. New and Yui dealt with them and told me the card is linked to accounts of bad people. Some low-level scammer just had that sake build? Exactly, victimless crime. Well, the sake got him to talk at least. Now we know the curse is a complete fabrication. The death of the first patriarch was likely a heart attack, but Don attributed it to the curse to further the story. His son passed away under similar circumstances, and we're all told it was the curse as well. Could have guessed the curse was fake. They all started dying because of a chemical they breathed in. Yeah, that's a thing that I think. I think whatever they were digging up in the mines got fucked up because of the disaster, and so they got poisoned or something. Can't believe everyone's been living a lie. My dad sure is a piece of work. We still don't know what to make of this Tanuki statue now. All right, how's that Grand Prix job going? Where are you at? All right, we just don't know. Oh, is that Bear? Oh, what's Bear doing here? Oh, is that Bear-chan? Yeah, she appeared here recently. We found her out on an island. What was a mascot manager doing on one of the islands? You would not believe how weird our job is. Bear-chan's a spirit that's lingered in this town for some time, stuck in the limbo of Kasomachi. Now the station is open, I could start ferrying the lingering spirits out of this town. I beg your pardon? Don't be surprised. Kasomachi's a strange place. Spirits have been waiting to use the train to leave town and continue their onward journey. You think Bear-chan will leave soon? When she's ready. Okay. Hey, let me double check your mascot items really quick. Okay. How's Shimizu? Fine. All right. Where's this? Oh. Let's go. Let's go mess with the crane catcher a little before we do this. So we need some merchandise. Ba-do-do-do. We're gonna sell some merchandise. Fiona, hello. Fiona, how are you? Oh, come on. Hell yeah, 2 for 1. That made the game crash. Guess I'll just die. I hate video games. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I was gonna do the real gamer, but yeah, no, that's.
Mascot Agency.
I was like, oh, I wonder if there's gonna be an achievement for two at once. No, it's the opposite. You get the opposite of an achievement. Oh, it's so funny. That's gonna be a clip. That's gonna, man. I might honestly just need to like cut back on my stream days sometimes just to be able to work through some of these clips. Oh, there you go. Ads are over. Hello, everyone. Fiona, hello. Fiona, how have you been? How have you been? How are things? Thank you for calling PlayStation. We're currently closed. Please visit PlayStation.com. I like, thank you for calling PlayStation. We're currently closed. That's so funny. It's so funny to be like, we're currently closed. I mean that your system is closed and don't, right? Oh man, do we think PlayStation shut down? Oh no. I've been chilling, finished Hollow Knight recently. We're doing more OOT randoms. Nice. How'd you like Hollow Knight? PlayStation shut down? Oh no, anyway. God, PlayStation shutting down would be a really big deal. Like, that would actually be a super big thing. %50%. Come on. I'm down if they reimburse everyone all their purchases. Why would they do that? Why would the police come? Nobody's called them. You got the normal ending? Is that one of those games that's like, yeah, there's the normal ending and the you played way too fucking much, oh my god, endings? Where it's like, this is the normal ending, and then there's the you have to do a bunch of bullshit, why would anyone do this ending? Yes, yeah. Called the look it up on YouTube ending. Oh god. It's fine. All right. Let's try to not crash the game. Oh, come on. Please touch grass ending. My buddy was just talking a bunch of bullshit. I'm sitting here thinking this progression is way too linear for there to be more than one ending. Yeah, I don't mind it when games have different endings. You just gotta have one, it's just gotta be one clear spot. Do you know what I mean? It's the like, oh, what choice did you make right here? Okay, that's the other ending. Would it be worth saving her before this in case something breaks? No, it's fine. It's saved. Only been one other stream. IDK who the dog is. Josie's spending some time with us today. Josie's spending some time with us today. Coffee, hello. Yeah, oh, come on. Come on. Robbed. Josie is usually in with my partner in the office, but she's hanging out with us today. Oh, I just missed completely. Ugh. Oh, no, I didn't. It's fine, I'll take it. Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, whatever. Let's just get some merch out there. Josie's taking such a good nap. I love it. Yeah, you did. You spelled it right. You spelled it right. Is this how we get the shark backpack? God, I wish. God, it's such a good moment in that game. That game was so good. That game was so good. There you go. Just send the rest of everything else. So that's where all the different endings are. How much collectibles did you get? It's a different picture. Yeah, I don't mind different endings when it's just like, oh yeah, here's a small difference. It's like, okay, cool. You'll never see it coming. You'll never see it coming. Yeah, God. Chia was such a good game. Chia was such a good game. Come in, janitor actual. This is Poltergeist. Target's car is non-visible. Mansion site appears to be clear. What are you talking about? Mission is a go. No security cameras. Stop it. Negative, janitor actual. Mission parameters are intact. Maintain an operational language. I've instructed Kaiju Actual to keep an eye on the mayor. Kaiju Actual, this is Poltergeist. How copy? Poltergeist. God damn it, I told you about this. This is Pinky, but my call sign for this operation is Poltergeist. Because it starts with a P and I'm like a ghost. Here's one thing everyone needs to be taught in school. Be super judicious on the reply all button in an email. The instances when you reply all should be very rare. No, always reply all. Always reply all. Reply all every time. Because what they should teach you in school is the proper use of CC and BCC. No, I didn't know that about poltergeists. I like the idea that she's taking the glasses off to have the conversation, then it's like, eh. Well, I'm a stealthy one. Heh. Yes, but ghosts don't start with P. Pinky. Kaiju Actual, have you seen the mayor? Copy that. Janitor Actual. Kaiju Actual reports the mayor is still at town hall. Okay, tell Kaiju thanks and he can go home. Yeah, he did. I'm not lying. If he didn't actually say that, that's what he meant. I've seen significant instances when reply all was not a good decision. Too bad. Shouldn't have CC'd that many people. Shouldn't have CC'd that many people. That's what BCC is for. I love this. I've breached the compound. Target has a tacky taste in home decor. His home office is full of whiskey bottles. His filing cabinet is overflowing. There's a bunch of folders. Whoa, there's a lot of HR complaints. Nice to know they've been handled appropriately. There's too much to go through. I'm gonna grab everything. I can only find one desktop, no laptops. Easy. Poltergeist is exfiltrating now. Ow, stupid table. Why do people make tables with sharp corners? Uh-oh. The door won't open. I'm stuck. The mission might be compromised. Now we also need to teach people replying to an email is not always necessary. Yes, agreed. Oh, don't worry, I forgot to use a different door. There we go, Poltergeist returning to base. Mission complete. You sure there weren't any cameras? Do you think I'm an idiot? You used the wrong door. It could happen to anyone under the stress of the battlefield. That's funny. Stolen documents. Hell yeah. Let's let Double T know we need. Double T? Taki and Teach. Tell them we'll meet him at the school. And then the only safe way to exfiltrate. They might be watching the roads. Yeah, no, I agree, Ionic. Sometimes you don't need to reply to an email, sometimes it just is. My boss sends a calendar invite for a monthly staff meeting. A couple people respond, confirming they received the email. Dude, it's on Teams. Just click accept. Yeah, you don't need to confirm that you received the email. You don't need to confirm that you received the email. You're fine. Especially when it's just a calendar invite. Just like calm down. Schedule a meeting. See, but then you hit reply all. Then you hit reply all. And you go, thank you for inviting me to the meeting. And then you do that enough times, your boss figures out how to send each invite as a BCC. So then that stops happening. Tell me what we found, Michi. The mayor's documents. Let's not. We got the documents from the mayor's mansion. I trust you weren't caught. I have a perfect stealth rating, like a snake. Excuse me. Does anything about the Kyushu Rejuvenation Fund? No, these are all older. Was there anything good on the hard drive? Unless he's become a computer security expert, no. In fact, it looks like the only thing he's used is the web browser. The hard drive barely has anything on it. Looks like it was imaged by the IT department and he's done nothing with it. That isn't surprising. Most old men in the government don't use computers. What about the mines? Well, there's a bundle of papers related to the mine disaster. Notice investigation commencement, the initial contract between the town hall and the investigators, the company hired to do the investigation, initial press releases, meeting notes, contact from various government safety boards. Oh, this looks more interesting. Personal correspondence between the mayor and the head of the investigation company. The government contracted the investigation to a company specializing in mine safety. There's a government committee oversight, but on the ground it was handled by a third party. This letter makes some cryptic references to restaurants in Fukuoka along with a luxury inn on the mainland and some kind of health visitor. That means call girls. What? I thought you know all about that. Call girls are advertised as a health delivery service. Taki wouldn't know anything about that. That's quite right. Anyway, it would appear the mayor paid a lot for health deliveries, a lot of meals, and a lot of hotels. So the investigator was handled by a third party, which the mayor paid to send hotels and booze and hookers to nowhere near the island. Got it. Got it. The problem is it's an automated thing on Teams when you're added to a meeting. It'll send us an automated email, but if you click reply all, everyone gets the response email. Hell yeah. Great. Good job, tech. Good job, technology. His financial records are here. Around the time the investigation started, he had a lot of outgoing transactions. Where did he get all that money? There are 3 large payments into his account from a company called Yamashita Manufacture. That's an old Shimizu family front company. After it went bankrupt, it was kept open as a way to transfer money around. There's 3 payments totaling 104 million yen. All of that was spent on the aforementioned entertainment and a payment to the investigation company. So they were bribed. There are personal handwritten notes here from several members of the oversight committee thanking the mayor for his hospitality. Managed to bribe everyone? Why has no one ever bribed me? I'd love 104 million yen. Here the money flowed out of the Shimizu family and upriver to everyone involved with the disaster investigation. There's a letter here from the investigation committee. It clears the Shimizu mining company of any wrongdoing. It states that the disaster was a result of a freak typhoon. All correct safety measures have been taken. Fukukata told us they found a new tunnel and didn't secure it. The typhoon caused it to collapse and trap the workers. Hence the cover-up. If it got out that a Yakuza company operated a mine on government land and gross negligence occurred, a lot of people would get in trouble. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good fish, Ionic. Hell yeah. Yeah, big help on your way to 10K. Not only your family would be hounded by the authorities, the mayor would have taken the fall. Old men cover up the mistakes of other old men and all is forgotten. So this is why it's never talked about. We spoke to the first journalist who wrote about the Kasomachi curse. He told us he has a close relationship with my superior, Don. Oh, interesting. Don was the source on the curse. Does that mean Don used him to spread the story of the curse? According to Mr. Kaneko, Don was linking the rumors from the town to the deaths of men from the Shimizu family. This journalistic dude said it was nonsense. So everyone in this town believes a complete lie? The whole Yakuza world believes it too? We don't know for sure that it's a lie. Mr. Kaneko didn't offer us any proof, but he's convinced Don made the legend up. I suppose there is unlikely to be any real evidence anyway. We need a confession. I want to tell everyone, but Tall and Serious here won't let me. He's right. You need to save this until you need it. We're told our first patriarch died from the curse. It also claimed his son, the late husband of my boss. Mr. Kaneko said that the first patriarch had a heart condition that he'd been hospitalized for once before. He suspects that's what he died from. What about his son? We don't know, but Mr. Kaneko said the heart condition might be hereditary. Does he know Don's reasoning? No, but I think it's safe to say that there's a secret hidden down there. Well, you might be right about your patriarch. Still doesn't understand what happened to all the other men in your family. Everyone who worked the mines is dead except your current superiors. Could it be poisoning? Possibly, but I'm not sure how it could be. I took the liberty of reading up on mine disasters and health risks. Gas released during mining are either explosive or kill quickly. The men who died after the disaster passed away months or years afterwards. I think it was Ionic that was like, yeah, maybe they were killed to keep up the story. And I think yes. I think probably yes. You know? Either cancer from the fumes or they were killed. I think cancer is very unlikely because you don't get cancer from, well, you get something that's like cancer from mining, but it's not really the same thing. I think it's more likely they were like poisoned, you know? I think that's it. Other toxic chemicals were released in a runoff, but unless they're drinking it, they wouldn't have ingested it. Maybe we could ask Mr. Fukukata. Lyrics! Lyrics, hello. Josie's being such a goof right now. We've managed to escape a lot of government attention over the years. Tying the Shimizu family to this unnecessarily will further endanger my boss. Indeed, a lot of people get in trouble for this, and more enemies of your boss may come calling. The mayor sold the land to a Yakuza group that called it a disaster. That would be a massive scandal with very far-reaching consequences. Could it be seized under the recent anti-Yakuza laws? Assuming it's owned by your group, and I'm not, it's likely the transaction was done legally and through legitimate companies. That makes it difficult to seize, and if it were, it would bring a lot of unwanted attention to the mayor. He doesn't want anything to destabilize his fiefdom. What difference does the owner make? It changes who's part of this mystery and what their motives are. I've been at work for 3 hours already, so I'm just doing a work lyric. Lyrics, I hope your work is going well. Hope you have a good work day. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for hanging out. Another company owns them. We have another player. If the Shimizu family owns them, it might explain why I was sent here. If your family does, it still doesn't explain why the mayor's so upset. Mines haven't been touched in decades. Is it related to the Kyushu Rejuvenation Fund? I don't see how it could be. The coal industry's dead everywhere, not just here. What if it is? You might be helping that prosecutor in Fukuoka. Maybe you'll catch their eye? Maybe you're gonna be snapped up by them. A hero of justice! Give me too much credit, Miss Wambui. I'm sure they have much better investigators than I. We also don't know anything about the origins of the Tanuki statue. That seems like an important part of the curse. Does anyone have any idea who would know more? It's a long shot, but maybe Big Coke? Big Coke? Kokemaru, a mascot who used to live in town and built cool, weird things. He hasn't been seen for years. I have no idea. He used to hang out in the rice fields in the hills. Let's go ask Peaches. I'll let you, Tassless. We're also gonna see the mayor. Whatever's going on here is gathering momentum. I'm gonna push him into doing something stupid if I can. We'll be in touch with anything we find. All right, well. That seems like a great spot to pause and take my break. It seems like a great spot to pause and take my break. Ugh. We're ending a little earlier today. We're ending, excuse me. We're ending at 12:30, maybe a little earlier. Because I have to do podcast stuff So we're gonna get through our games really quick. But I gotta go walk Josie, do all that regular stuff. I'll see you back here in just a little bit.